Tippy Tie My Damies, Top Cat here, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the first in a series of 7 videos spotlighting the rise of the roaming supers and their place inside of Destiny 2. As the new season gets closer, another seasonal activity does also. These activities tend to chuck a small handful of guardians at a horde of enemies with one yellow bar mechanic gated boss at the end of it. And with a raft of new red borders to farm out for our new favourite weapons, these activities tend to be more about speed and efficient slaying over DPS, particularly when it comes to the power creep of our weapons. We just seem to be getting more and more powerful year after year. This video will focus on one of the most underrated but clearly dominant subclasses in the game, our Sentinel Shield Titan. This is a triple threat super. You can attack by getting right up in their grill, slap, backslap, and slapping them around a little bit. If a barrage of damage is coming your way, you can block with like a sail size banner shield, and you can throw your Captain America shield for those hard to reach foes. To make the most of your super energy, you really want to mix up your attacks, doing some shield throws, some slaps, shield throw, slap. This will make the most of your recharge time for your throwable shields. When you guard with the banner shield, not only do your allies behind you get protected by this massive shield, you also get one of the highest DPS buffs in the game at 40%. This beats out your Well Warlock and is great for activities like Golgoroth and Caretaker, where you have multiple damage cycles. Our exotic of choice is the Doomfang Pauldron. It has 2 main perks. The first perk, Void melee kills give super energy. So this build is going to focus on punching things in the face as often as we can so we can get our super really quick. And boy does it come quick. Your first super on average will come in about 45 seconds, but every subsequent super after that will be in that 20 to 30 second bracket. This is because once we are charged with light, our melees will flow more regularly. You can get your super after 4 single melees, but if you find multiple targets clumped, I've got a full super in 20 seconds after 2 melees. The second part of this exotic, whilst your super is active, melee kills recharge your shield throw, which extends your super based on hits. So if you use this efficiently, your super can last as long as there are enemies to target. I've kept this thing upwards of 45 seconds, so lasts super long. Our first aspect we're using is controlled demolition. This is severely underrated in my opinion and makes for some of the most dominant air clear around. For those who aren't aware, volatile is a void effect that can be applied. Hitting a target with a void ability or volatile explosion will attach or spread the volatile. Upon further damage to a volatile target, this causes them to explode. This will also grant health to both you and your allies when volatile targets explode near you. This gives you that big cojones confidence to just dive in there head first and spread that purple around. As they die, you get stronger. Echo of Expulsion, void ability final blows cause targets to explode. This helps trigger that volatile. Echo of Reprisal, void final blows when surrounded by combatants will grant you super energy. Now this takes us to our mod selection. We're using hands on. We're going to double stack this for maximum potency. We're using the shield bash melee / shoulder charge. This has a higher kill potential in my opinion. It suppresses targets and grants you an overshield for a kill. I use the 1-2 finisher mods. This isn't strictly necessary, but after your first melee post super, it can help get you that melee charge quicker so you can keep that chain going. Melee Wellmaker, Bountiful Wells, Seeking Wells, Elemental Charge will fuel your heavy-handed mod. Whilst charged with light, regain half your melee when you use a charged melee. This will consume 1 of your 2 charged with light stacks. It also has a secondary loading perk for your fusions, shotguns, sidearms and subbies. This is kinda like a hybrid subsistence whenever you're surrounded by foes. But it's the first half of this heavy-handed perk that will accelerate your melee charge, particularly now that we can double stack melee kickstart on top of heavy-handed. I use the rally barricade over the towering barricade, but dealer's choice, completely up to you. We use outreach on our class item. This will top off our melee charge when using our barricade, so that we can get back to chucking our shoulder into the Cabal's faces. I've been using the No Reprieve shotgun with this build. It seems to synergize really well with the aggressive playstyle and makes use of the heavy-handed mod, and comes with the perk Pugilist. Final blows with this weapon generate melee energy. Dealing melee damage briefly improves its weapon handling. Echo of Exchange, melee final blows grant grenade energy. It's a significant bump and is based on how many kills you get with your ability. And this build isn't just about supers, it's just about slaying out with volatile no matter what source it is, so yeah, yay for grenades. Prime with volatile, damage away. Echo of Provision, damaging targets with your grenades grants melee energy. This will help create that ability loop. I like using the Void Wall grenade personally. It has the highest possible damage output for the Void grenades and has a massive expansive range. Offensive Bulwark, whilst we have an overshield, our grenades charge a lot faster and our melee range is increased and more powerful to boot. Melee final blows will extend this timer on our overshields to loop that grenade charge. This will also give our super a second shield throw whilst we have our super active. If you can, I would recommend using any weapon that has the perk Repulsor Brace on it. It marries up really well with this build. When defeating a void debuff target, you are granted an overshield. Volatile, which we are putting everywhere, is said debuff. The other half is a void sword that can be crafted at the Enclave, with both Eager's Edge for those burst attacks and Repulsor Brace to save your ass after diving headfirst into the fray. If you don't have this, get your ass into the Dares of Eternity and get this sword. It is delicious with this build. With this system of mods, fragments, weapons and armor, you will be a force to be reckoned with whichever enemy comes your way. You'll be getting your supers stupid quickly and you'll be keeping them forever. It is a massive loop just chucking shields and bashing faces over and over and over again. And no matter the level of content that you're in, you'll be surprised both of the level of damage output and its resistance, overshield and healing capabilities. I've even used this in certain Grandmasters at 25 light under and it's still amazing. Anyway my damies, that is the video for today. If you did like it, please smash that thumbs. If you're new and you want to see more, hit that sub, ring that bell. If you've got any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment it down below. If you like the build, I've left a dim in the description down below, and as always, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.